Storge is a love that lives and grows in our memories. It is a deep, rich love that grows between family members or close, lifelong friends. It grows with years of sharing wonderful moments and experiencing special memories together.
I have always appreciated your Sunday morning children's sermons and stories. This always spoke to me as well as the kids, maybe more to me. Yeah.
And the message is so meaningful.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Carol said, not just to the kids. It's just, we'll miss that.
Really enjoyed the Sunday morning sessions with you.
It really gives you a sense of like lifelong learning that didn't really click for me, that the title says, but you really embodied it and made it really come to life. And the stories are always just wonderful.
I keep giving my grandchildren the books that you read, and they love them.
So Roberta, my connection with you, aside from being on the committee that chose you, was through the youth programming. And I think what you did was you came in and you really listened to what had been going on previously so that you were able to kind of figure out like what to do going forward. And just what you did was just so amazing.
Sunday morning stories. I loved how you had all your special animals.
And our hugging hedgehogs, aren't they cute, are here to introduce Eros.
Well, I came into Roberta's orbit from both angles. When I was thinking about offering a new class at First Parish on composing our own narrative, I saw this woman listed as part of our staff, and I thought, oh, if she's looking at the lifespan education, I better talk to her. So not knowing what I would find when I proposed the idea to her, I think she was more enthusiastic than I was. Because I said to her, I'm not sure this is going to fly. And she's like, Kathy, stop thinking about that. It's going to fold. It's going to enroll. So, and she was actually, we were gifted with her presence in that first session and through that first class. And then later she invited me to be a mentor for this year's coming of age. So I got to see her dimensions in working across the lifespan. So it's just been really fun.
What I really remember about your time, what I really appreciate is, when the pandemic just started and basically everything shut down and all of a sudden, everything had to change and you just jumped in there and started doing programming for the kids without anyone having to ask you, which I really appreciate. And it was some of the only programming that was going on. The only thing, connection with things that we had before.
Even before the pandemic, when we were struggling with enrollment and just your ability to pivot and change the programming and develop new formats where we could combine groups of children and still have it interesting for them was just really, really amazing to see you do that. And also just as a parent with young children, I find your perspective so refreshing and have just really enjoyed the conversations we've had, just about working and trying to raise kids, and really great perspective and so much wonderful experience that you shared with us.
I was on the search team for Roberta. So we had phone interviews first and then live interviews. We had it down to two people. I actually, and Roberta gets on me for this all the time, I didn't make the second interview because I think there was a big questions for him that night. So, but anyway, in the phone interview, asked a bunch of questions and she answered them all, and all the answers had to do with her values, how she would apply her values to problems or anything that went on. I was so impressed with that. Now this isn't about me, but but the thing is that she's kept that, that's who she is throughout her whole time with us. Everything is based on her values. The fact that she she agreed that she shouldn't do another year or more time with us or be the permanent, because she wasn't hired for that. She was hired to be the interim, and if she was thinking of a long-term job, she couldn't do the interim that well, because she couldn't be as hard on the problem as she might otherwise have been. Although I don't think that would have made a difference, but anyway, she lived up to all my expectations on what a DLRE is. And I think, thank you, Roberta.
So appreciate not only what Roberta has done for continuing ed and the RE program and the youth, especially this past year during the pandemic, where she just rose to the occasion and did a lot of innovative programs with the youth. But she also brought a level of wisdom to the staff, and she provided, training to the staff to, to kind of build communication skills, I think is probably, honesty and communication. And I think that was an incredibly important gift that she gave to the church. And I think we're just so lucky that she just is truly the wise, not old, but the wise person that I'm astounded at how she sees the big picture all the time. And so, I also thank you, Roberta, for all that you've given to the whole church, as well as the continuing ed committee. It's been terrific.
I agree. She's, she has a kind of leadership that stands behind instead of, in the foreground. And to me, that's like true leadership, because she inspires people, to come forward and do things, and has great ideas and suggestions, and doesn't just then leave the stage. She kind of is like, the sage on the stage, or the guide on the side. Is that how it goes? She's really always there on the side supporting people, but not center stage. And I think in lots of ways, like she's a very approachable person too, in terms of her just being so solid. She's a person that you would say, oh yeah, can I talk to you about something, and she's going to be there and listen. And I think that was really nice. And I think also the thing that impressed me about her was how much the youth responded to her, in such a positive way. And I learned that, Neil, when we were doing the DLRE piece. There was a lot of respect for her, around the work that she did with them. And you could really, they talked about her and mentioned things about her, and you could really, I really picked some of that energy up. And it was nice. It was really nice to see that. And that's a real gift, to be able to work so intergenerationally, what she did. So that always impressed me about her. She's a person too that I don't want to lose touch with.
I don't think I've ever met her in person, and but certainly I gained a lot of respect for what she could do for the year that I've been involved with you guys and with her. And sounds like she's really going to be missed. And I hope Leslie and I did a good enough job for her replacement. What do you think, Leslie? We'll have to wait and see, huh?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, she's a hard act to follow. So
yeah. In fact, when I was in the search committee for Reverend Katie, the sermon she gave that we heard her, I think I can say this, was yes, and it was about the improv mantra, which is you take what someone else says and you affirm it, yes, and then you build on it, and that's very much what Roberta does. But it's more than that. I think generally speaking, and we have a very affirming kind of community, and you'll always get people nodding heads, and no one will actually, I don't usually get people raining on your ideas, but there's something about her that goes further than that. It encourages, I think, and one of the reasons I think we had a lot of success was it felt like we were almost prompted to keep going with Roberta, because she sort of bubbled with this kind of enthusiasm and goodwill. So I think that was terrific. But the other thing about Roberta that I've always been struck with is that she's always so cheerful, but grounded. It's like, you don't see her in a bad mood. You can't, it feels like no topic could be brought up that would set her off. She always kind of knows where her feet are. Her feet are always under her, and it's amazing to me. It's a real blessing to be in company of someone who's just that centered in that way.
Really only got to know Roberta personally as part of the continuing ed committee. Although I have to say that I really enjoyed all of her parts of the Sunday services. They were just so warm and thoughtful, and really related to all different ages. Even if she had a stuffed animal, the message was something that we could all learn from.
May we all make this world a kinder, more beautiful, more musical, more joy-filled, more wonder-filled, amazing place.
But in the adult ed committee, what I really appreciated was all the encouragement she gave all of our ideas, but also that she would say, I'll do that. I'll do the flyer.
Yeah.
Just get me the information, I'll do it. And then she would, in a very timely way, get it out, so that even though we might have been coming up with the ideas, they wouldn't have gone very far without her concrete making it happen, getting the word out, and also knowing what other things were happening within the church, so that we were all kind of coordinated, and it just made the program so much more successful.
She sings our praises to her colleagues, when they all say that they weren't doing any new programs or anything, and she says, well, my continuing ed team is doing a lot of stuff, and she's not taking any quick credit for it. She's just saying it very like a proud parent almost.
Well, she really is someone who has done a lot of work, a lot of, exploring who she is and what her values are. And she lives by that. And she knows, she knows what she can accomplish and how to do it in a really gentle way. And it's been very valuable.
Good luck,
Roberta. We'll miss you.